Hi, this is Dr. Ralph Wilson with Web Marketing Today. I'm here in San Jose with Lance Loveday. We're going to talk about how to dominate Google AdWords with your keywords for your product or service. And we're going to work on this top 10 checklist that you've got. We'll take half of it now and then half of it in the second interview.
Great.
So tell me about dominating Google AdWords.
Well, in our experience, what we found is that the difference between a campaign that is, call it good, has a lot of the basic best practices applied, your keywords built out, and your match types, and all of the building blocks in place. The difference between the performance of a campaign that's good, where you've gotten maybe 80% of the way there, and a campaign that is great, truly optimized just to the T, is an order of magnitude higher than what you would expect.
So that's big.
It's not, yes, not a 10 or 15% incremental lift. It's a 2 or 3 or 5x lift in both volume of traffic in a lot of cases and profitability of that traffic. So getting all these little things right is just critical in our experience.
So this is your checklist of the top 10 things that you need to make sure are in place.
Right.
A lot of people, they just do the basics and they get some result, but to get a great result, you're really careful. And as we look at your list, we're going to see that. This is some work, but it's going to produce a tremendous result. So what's number one on your list, Lance?
All right, number one is to run what in AdWords they call the Search Query Performance Report.
Okay.
And what that tells you is the actual keyword queries that your ads are showing up for, which, for better or worse, in many cases is often different than the keywords that are in your list, the keywords that you're bidding on.
Okay, because Google does some shenanigans behind the scenes sometimes.
Well said, yes. Yes, they do. And so it's very important for you to understand exactly what specific keywords your ads are showing up for, because in many cases, you don't want your ads showing up for those, and you're sometimes wasting money having your ads
So
appear.
once you find this out, then you're going to take action to get rid of the keywords that are really not helping you, or really perhaps bringing the wrong people entirely.
Exactly right. You're going to apply negative keywords to ensure that your ads don't show up for any keyword queries that contain that specific negative term that you apply.
So we run that report. What's number two on your checklist?
Number two is somewhat related. It's calculating your ROI for the different match types and the traffic that you get.
Okay, ROI, return on investment. So you want to see what you're getting out of the money you're investing in each of the match types. Now tell us about a match type.
Well, in Google you have three. You have exact match, phrase match, and broad match. And the default, of course, is broad match because that's what makes Google the most money and is the least targeted.
And broad match basically says if it includes your keyword any place in the phrase, show it.
It's even broader than that.
Okay.
So it'll show your ads for synonyms related to that keyword.
Okay.
For contractions on that term in some cases. So you might bid on the term running shoes, but your ad will show up for running or just shoes sometimes. So it really can be very dangerous.
Okay, so you run an ROI, which shows you what? What are you looking for here?
Well, you're looking to see what kind of return you're getting for each of the different match types. And in our experience, what we see is that you get the highest return for the exact match iterations of the keywords you're bidding on, which makes sense. The second highest on the phrase match, and then the lowest ROI on that broad match. And that's just good knowledge to have.
What's the name of the report?
It's the Search Query Performance Report, and you calculate your ROI for the match types based on that report.
Can you sort on match types on that report?
You can, exactly right, yeah.
Okay, that's the one I hadn't thought of, but it makes a lot of sense. Okay, what's number three on your list?
Number three is if you're advertising on the content network, run a similar report they call the Placement Performance Report.
Okay, now the content network is not the search results on Google, but it shows up on other content sites, such as Web Marketing Today, for example, is one of those.
Yeah, exactly right.
Okay, so what kind of report is this?
Well, this shows you the actual sites that your ads are showing up on, not just the keyword queries, but those actual site names that your ads are showing up for. And again, you want to go through and prune that list and see if there are sites that you might not be comfortable having your ads show up on, or that might indicate an audience that really isn't one that you're targeting. And you need to just exclude those sites from your list, and that process of refinement and weeding those out leaves you more budget to run on the better targeted sites.
Now, the old wisdom used to be turn off content sites altogether. What's your take on it now?
Well, it's sort of like search. I think there's an appropriate level of investment for just about every company, both on the search network and on the content network. There are, in most cases, some niches of opportunity to be found in the content network as well.
Okay, so be selective.
Exactly right.
Okay, what's next on your list?
Well, next up is related to some of the earlier ones. Run a report, it's called the Campaign Performance Report, and check the option so that it will tell you what your impression share is. And what that tells you, very simple almost, what's your coverage level for the keywords that you're targeting.
Impression share, coverage level. In other words, what does that mean?
Well, what percentage of the time are your ads showing up for the keywords that you're targeting?
Okay.
And that's a really important data point for you to have, especially if say you've calculated your ROI on your match types and you're getting a great ROI on exact match and a poor ROI on broad match, yet your impression share is extremely low. That might indicate to you that maybe we should turn off broad match entirely, let our budget run only on exact and phrase match, and just by doing that we'll get a dramatically higher ROI.
Okay. Number 5 on your list.
Number 5, ad copy. Make sure that you're always rotating and testing at least 2 versions of your ad copy within every ad group. It's free, costs you absolutely nothing, but allows you to gain some really valuable intelligence about what kind of ad copy pulls better from a click-through perspective, but also ultimately from an ROI standpoint too.
What converts actually.
Right.
I think this is one of the things that people often leave out is they say, well, this is a good ad, and they leave it at that. But the neat thing about it is you can improve and improve and improve and improve your ad copy by just letting it run, seeing what's best, taking that one, run another couple of variations of that, and just continue to do that. Eventually you get down to ads that really have punch and really pull.
Right. Well, and it's that mentality that of ongoing testing and improvement that underlies all of these changes. It's finding all the little things that end up moving the needle and making the big impact.
All right. Sounds like a lot of work, but it also sounds like it's worth the work.
It's absolutely worth it.
Well, I'm looking forward to the second half of this interview when we talk about the last 5 on your checklist of how to dominate Google AdWords. But tell me about your business, Lance, and what you do.
Oh, sure. We're a search marketing firm, and we do search engine marketing, search engine optimization, and then take a look at the post-click factors as well, analyzing your landing pages and your user experience to help ensure the highest conversion rate.
Right. Well, thanks, Lance, for sharing with us.
Thank you.
This is Ralph Wilson with Web Marketing Today.